What is up, everybody? My name is Wadi the Crypto Hunter, and this is the fifth episode of Show Me Your Art. We have Luciano Diaz with us today, which I don't know where he went. All right, so in the meantime, I'm guessing he probably got a rug or something. Let me add him to the stream. Let me show his page in the stream. Oh, and there we go. He is back. Hold on, Luciano. What is going on? How are you?
Hello. Hi, Wadi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So,
All right.
how is everything? So, tell me a bit about yourself, your background, and basically, how do you get into art?
All right. Oh, okay. So first of all, Wadi, I would like to thank you very much for bringing me here. It is really important this work that you're doing of giving me a chance to speak and somehow letting people know my voice and my art on your channel. So thank you very much. It's a really nice thing that you've been doing. My name is Luciano Diaz. Originally, I am a tattoo artist from Brazil. I worked in marketing for a while, like 10 years or something, and then which is my graduation. And then I decided to start tattooing because I was like just like going to work and going home, going to work and going home. I was doing this off and on. And then I started it as a hobby like 6 years ago. I always drew. I could always draw. Since I was a child, I usually drew my friends' tattoo designs when I was like a teenager or something. And then when I decided to become an artist, to become a tattoo artist, it wasn't very difficult to me. Actually, it happened very naturally because I just bought the material for tattooing, bought some artificial skin for me to do it and practice. And then I started tattooing one person. This person brought me a friend, and then this other person brought me another friend. And in a matter of 6 months, I was leaving the company where I worked for tattooing exclusively and having my own tattoo studio from where I speak to you right now.
Okay.
And yes, and I tattooed for like 6 years. That brought me a lot of experience as an artist. I tattooed in a variety of places here in my country. I don't know if I spoke this, but I am from Brazil. I speak from Campinas, which is a city near São Paulo. And I have tattooed also in the UK. I traveled to Scotland, Wales, and London and Northern England tattooing. And then I came back to Brazil, and I spent such a short time there. It was like a month or something. It was just such a short time. And yeah, this is pretty much it. And in February this year, I started my first collection here on the Ethereum blockchain on OpenSea. I was brought to Web3 by a friend of mine, and he introduced me how it works. And I had heard about NFTs before, but it was such a mysterious thing to me. When I heard about it, it was like something like a year ago, and it was still very new. I didn't know anyone around me who did NFTs, who understood this in a way that they talked to me in such an open way and in a clear way for me to understand what it is. And then this friend of mine, Lucas, he came to my house and he had like with me such a long conversation. He gave me a master class on NFTs, and I'm very thankful to him. And I decided to make one collection on the NFTs, and then I started with my daddy's cards collection.
Okay.
Daddy's Cards collection. Sorry,
No, no, I'm
am I
saying
going?
go ahead.
Oh, okay. Am I going too fast,
No,
or is it okay?
it's perfectly fine. Go ahead.
All right, cool. So I have this first collection of mine called Daddy's Cards. It's meant to be fun. It's meant to be playful. And as a gay man myself, I decided to portray first of all the gay community, opening it to the LGBTQIA community, and how to portray this community in a fun way, in a positive way. I decided to make these tarot cards portraying these gay men. It's such a funny thing because as the LGBT community in art oftentimes are portrayed in ways that reflect more of the drama that we go through. LGBTQIA people all over the world go through a lot of prejudice, through a lot of sometimes even violence. There are countries in which you're not allowed to exercise your own sexuality, and by sexuality I mean to be yourself wherever you are. And then I decided to portray another side from our community, because speaking from inside, it's good. I mean, I love being a gay man. If I had the choice to be born again and come back as whatever, I would come back. I would decide to be a gay man again, because I think it's, I've learned a lot from this. I've made like incredible friends. I've chosen, my own um, family of friends. Let's say it like this. Let's put it like this. Because I don't say choosing my family, because the family where I was born, I was very lucky to be born in this family, because I never suffered anything. I'm lucky enough to have never suffered anything inside my house, which is the contrary of a lot of people that I know. And
Okay.
then, yeah, I decided to portray a good side of the LGBT community, which is a positive point of view, full of colors, full of, my characters are generally smiling, and when they're not smiling, you see that they're having some type of fun or something like that. I decided to portray our community in such a positive way because I think this is one of the things that is important in life, to believe that things get better, to believe that the place where you are right now sometimes is not the most comfortable one. Sometimes you go through violence, sometimes you go through prejudice, sometimes you don't get that job opportunity because of who you are.
Yeah.
But things get better. You can believe in yourself, and you can find other people that will do too. And the LGBTQIA community is still rather small on Web3. I have known a lot of friends here, and I can say that for more than it's a small community, it is a united community. So I firstly found clients because they bought my art,
Yeah.
and then I found friends because we developed a relationship, and I got to know these people, to talk to them. Some of them in a daily basis. Some of them I am on their Discord for their projects, and it's really interesting. I consider them like real life friends right now. And this is the main goal of this project. I would say it's not something pretentious. It's not gonna change the world overnight. But if I change your world today, who is seeing this collection, to have a better day, maybe because you felt inspired by some positive point of view of our community and of the world that we live, I think this is a start. So yeah, that's the main idea of this collection. I chose to also, you may be asking, why tarot cards? What is about tarot cards? What does it have to do with how you portray LGBTQIA community and stuff.
Before you
It has
answer,
more to do. Sorry.
no, no, I said before you answer that one, let me answer this question because then the chat goes right along. It says, what is your goal for the project? Is it to have multiple collection over time, or do you plan to do limited drops?
Okay. Answering this question, the goal of this collection is what I was talking about right now. It's not something pretentious, it's not something big, it's not going to change the world from one day to the next.
Yeah.
But it is to portray and represent our community in Web3. Web3 is like in the very beginning. And I think that when you start a collection like this collection will gonna last forever there on the blockchain. And you can add utility in the future. I don't promise anything now, but I think that this could be one of the tools that we can add to this collection. But the purpose of my collection is more artistic, is more aesthetic, it's more dialoguing to people and touching their hearts somehow.
Yeah.
There is going to be a limited amount of drops. They are limited to 72. Right now, there are 25 of these cards on OpenSea, and they're going to be dropped weekly until I get to the number of 72. And yeah, that's it. There are 72 cards. Did I answer the question? There was something more.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like you answered it quite well to me. So,
Okay.
yeah, now you could go ahead. Why tarot cards?
Oh yes, white tarot cards. I'm sorry, I tend to rumble sometimes. So
Uh,
Wadi, if you can help me get focus, I would thank you very much.
no, not a problem.
Okay. Well, then why did I decide to make them look like tarot cards? First of
Mhm.
all, because I think tarot cards have a unique aesthetic, which is so beautiful. I like drawings that if you take a better look at my drawings, they don't have gradient. They're all solid colors. What gives the light and shadow idea is slight differences on the areas where I feel in the colors, but you never see gradient there, at least until now.
Okay.
And that also dialogues a lot with the way that tarot cards were firstly printed when the first tarot cards, like I thought they were made like this. And I decided to make them tarot cards. It doesn't have a lot to do with the fact that I portray LGBTQIA community, but it has more to do with the fact that when I first got into NFTs, that was like one of my first impressions. I looked at all those Bored Apes and CryptoPunks that have each one of them have traits that may repeat on the other PFPs and everything. I looked at it like, oh my God, they look like those tarot cards that each one is very unique for having certain traits and certain to portray some different imagery of a certain way. So the first similarity that I noticed on the NFT collections that have traits, somehow tarot cards came to my head. And then I decided to put this together and make my collection look like tarot cards, because it's also an interesting collection. If it's also a way that I had to make the collection sequential. And I think it's important to make it sequential because it also tells a story. I create my cards in a very intuitive way. I don't have them already right now. I create them as I mint them, as I drop them to OpenSea every week. So it's also a way to tell the story. Unfortunately, my dog that I loved so much in the beginning of this year, he passed away, and I was so touched by it that I one of the cards is a tribute to him, to Billy, my dog that passed away, and it tells a bit about the relationship that we have with our pets sometimes, because I believe that we are, we have the honor to coexist with angels in this life sometime, and I am sure that my pet was one. And then I made a card as a tribute to him. You may not find it there on my page right now because it's sold already. It's one of the cards that sold. It sold rather quickly,
All right.
and this is
Then
it.
go.
This is
I'm just saying sorry real quick. There's a lot of people that has said hi and welcome, and Bengo says sorry for your loss. I appreciate.
Thank you. Yeah, and then it's also a way to tell the stories. I want to, for more than they are tarot cards that portray mostly gay men,
Yeah,
I want to bring also day by day situations that we all relate to as being uh, an LGBTQIA person.
yeah.
One of my intentions from this point on is to start portraying more other people from the LGBTQIA community that are not only gay men. Because in the beginning, I started portraying more gay men because this is basically my place of speech. I am a gay cis man, so I portray this because it's comfortable to me, and I speak about this with more property. But I can also dialogue and talk to more people. One of the cards, I think number 8, if I'm not wrong, I had a conversation with a trans man,
Okay,
and he's a friend of mine, and I told him about this idea of this card that I have to portray a trans man as a person who has wings. The name of the card is the Wings. It's called the Wings because he spread his wings when he made the transition to be who he really is from that point on. And it's called the Wings. And one of the most evident things that you see in the card is the scars that this man has under his chest, his the area where he made the mastectomy. I guess that's the name of the surgery that they go through.
okay.
And the story of the card is basically, you may not find it there as well because it's sold too. I think if you go to the collection page, you'll find it easier.
All right.
And the idea of that card is to say that that person's scars are actually their wings, because he could fly from the moment that he had those scars. I mean, the process for you to become a trans person, I mean, for you to make the transition, because you don't become a trans person, the process for you to make your transition is different to from one person to the next, as you speak about trans people. And not all of them can afford the surgeries. Not all of them have the opportunity to go through the surgeries. Not all of them want to do the surgeries. So I am speaking from one very um,
Specific.
group of people, let's say, and it's not portraying all the the different the different trans people, because in the LGBTQIA community, we're very plural, and each of the letters LGBTQIA, inside of each of these groups, we have variety as well. So I feel more comfortable portraying gay men from this, until this point. But this is something that I want to add to that cards collection in the upcoming cards.
Okay. Now, just you are obviously the tattoo artist, which equals you are the artist of all these NFT? You draw them yourself.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, I draw them myself. I do that on a Samsung tablet. For models, I use one of those posable plastic figures that you buy. They look like action figures, but they're like posable and they're very flexible. They do like a dozen poses and everything. And I make combinations sometimes of pictures that I found on internet and this posable figure that I have as well. He's here with me. Just a moment.
All right.
All right, here you are.
Oh,
These are
nice.
the posable figures
Yes.
that I use for models. They are the inspiration for my drawings. Have always been since I started on NFT. So,
Okay.
and this is pretty much it. I also have a side collection that is a PFP collection. It's called Doodle Daddy. You're not going to be able to access those images that
Oh,
you're clicking on right now,
okay.
because they come as unlockable content for some of the cards. Some of the cards have a more erotic version of them. It's a non-suitable for work version of the cards. And they're that on my Koji page. You access that. If you were the holder of the card, if you were the holder of the NFT, you have access to that other more non-suitable for work version of the card. That is my object page. There isn't much there because I made it very recently. I still don't have anything on Tezos, but this is one of
All
my
right.
future plans. And as I was saying, I have a different collection called Doodle Daddy, which is my PFP collection. My PFP collection, it's about drawing characters that look pretty much the same as the characters that are in my Daddy's Cards collection, my tarot cards collection.
Mm-hmm.
But you can use them as PFP. They are surfers. There is a cowboy. Some of them are look more fetishist, and that's very gay, I could say.
Uh-huh.
And this is it. They're very, the energy is just the same, portraying my community, mostly the gay community, in a positive way, such as the colors that I use to draw, and also the expression on their faces. Some of them are grumpy. It's a very rare type of character. Some of them are grumpy. This one is not very smiley, slightly smiling, because as you can see, he is my own representation there in the collection.
No, what I was
He has my
gonna
neck
say,
tattoo.
yeah, I was gonna say what I see is that this one looks a whole lot like you.
He is like me, I'm always wearing these black t-shirts, and my favorite color is orange. So I made this one to be a representation of myself. It doesn't look quite like me, I mean, his face and everything, but he has the traits that I would have if I were one of these drawings.
Tattoo in the neck. Uh,
Yeah, his neck is tattooed with a winged lion.
nice. I so
And
no, go ahead.
oh, okay. So yes, I mean, you have a variety of different types of gay men, mostly in this collection.
Yeah.
Some of them um, they have like different traits and everything. I mostly list as traits to my PFP collection characteristics that are not physical. It has more to do with the clothes that they're wearing, accessories that they're wearing, because I don't want something like the color of their skin, color of their eyes, texture of their hair, or anything like that to be treated as a trade in this collection. Because I don't know, I don't know, this is very much my place of speech. I don't have the right to treat it like something that will value an NFT more or less. I believe that we can value the NFTs for other things, for the clothes that they use, for the type of glasses that they're wearing and everything. And I try to represent like black people, white people, different textures of hair, more. It's mostly men, the characters. Some of them have a more feminine aura, some of them have a more masculine aura, some of them have colored hair and everything. That's it.
Okay. Bengo said, "Love these. The artwork is great." And my wife earlier said the same thing, that she loves the artwork. Um, Now, if you have a story behind this one, because I get it. They're in the gym. The guy is working out.
Uh-huh.
So, what's the story behind this one?
I like this one very much, particularly, and it's very special to me, in fact, because this very card is being shown on NFT São Paulo right now. NFT São Paulo is holding an exhibition on spatial this last couple months, and this very card is being displayed there as as the representation of the gay community. The story behind is very simple. It's called the eye lock, and it refers to those moments. It's not exclusive to gay men. It refers to those moments where you're like doing a casual thing, like working out on the gym, or walking in the mall, or wherever you could be, and then you just simply lock the eyes with a stranger, and you have that instant crush on that stranger. And sometimes it lasts, sometimes it doesn't. That is a moment in time that you have that eye lock with a total stranger, and then you have like an instant relationship with that person because you lock eyes, and there's an instant connection.
Yeah. Bengo said, when you hold the gaze.
Hold the gaze. um what is that? I'm
No,
sorry, my English is not that
you,
good.
you gaze at somebody when you stare at them like intensely.
Oh, okay. To hold the gaze is like to keep looking.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is the
Well,
same thing that you're saying here, eye lock.
all right. Yeah, I believe holding the gaze is nice when it's reciprocal, when there's reciprocity, let's say. Not to bother the other person.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I gotta say, you're very creative. That's for sure, man. And it is impressive
Thank
artwork.
you.
Yes. This one, it's the boxer, right?
Yeah, it's called a fighter, and it's fighting for, he is a fighter. His body looks very masculine,
Yeah.
but he has a long pink hair, which means that he can be whoever he wants to be. And even if he has to fight for that, which is what he's doing in this card, he does. I generally use this helmet that is on the upper right corner of the, yes, of the card. It is a Roman
Yeah. The Roman.
centurion helmet. It generally represents the standards of beauty, or standards of what is right or wrong, and in the society. the standards that other people set to us. And he's fighting, and he's doing a fighting pose, looking straight to that helmet, because he wants to fight those norms. He wants to fight those standards that are imposed to people.
Yeah.
The heart that is on the upper left corner means that you have to put your heart on it, and it's not like the doodle heart that we draw when we're kids. You cannot say that is realistic, but because it's like in the card, it's very representative. But it's like inside this tile, it's the realistic, let's say, representation of a heart for you to keep it real. And then there is the fighting fist, which is this sign. Then there is the lucky crossed fingers, which is this, because you also have to have luck when you're fighting.
Yeah.
And then there's the skull in the bottom right of the image, that is for warning us of the dangers of the fights.
Nice, nice. My friend Deshaun, he said that is a wonderful piece of work there. Not just the work itself, but its message.
Thank you, Dishan. Thank you very much. It's very kind from you to say that. I really appreciate it.
And my wife has to agree. There she goes. She agreed.
Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you very much.
yeah. I mean, see that's the thing that I'm saying. In general, we all have our own struggles in life, and I just feel like we should be more concerned about being more human than just being different and
Yes,
treating other
absolutely.
people different. So, and Van Gogh herself says, I agree.
Hey,
Um,
Bingo.
yeah, let me see. And what are the different prices on them?
Oh, all right. The prices on my PFP collection
Mm-hmm.
is generally zero point zero 0.02 Ethereum. It's the standard price for the ones that I am launching now, because I'm putting some more detail on them. I
Yeah.
started this collection at 0.015 Ethereum. It went to 0.018, stayed in 0.018 for a while. Now it's 0.02. That is the Doodle Daddy collection, PFP collection. And the cards collection, that is cards collection, it started cheaper, because I was setting the price and seeing how it goes, and where I would take the collection with value and everything. And then when I realized, it's a collection that values very much. It brings message. It's replenished with meaning and everything. So I decided to make the collection, the cards that don't have the NSFW, not suitable for work version. The ones that don't have this trait, they are zero point zero 0.09 Ethereum, and the cards that have the trait, that have this unlockable content version, which is a different version of the same card. I draw the card twice, basically. So they're a bit more expensive. They're 0.12 Ethereum. You see that one, the neighbor? Yeah, that's the most recent PFP that I've posted.
Okay.
And if you have a look on the cards that are charged 0.12 Ethereum, they all have something in common. They all have a white triangle with an eye inside. That is the all-seeing eye that allows you to unlock content and also see the other version of the card as as a, as the unlockable content that you get as a holder.
Just give me 1 second because this part was a little bit embarrassing. I could have sworn I had something there, but I'm actually gonna pick this one up from you, or
Oh, thank you.
unless my wife has another one. She asked me for three, but let me see. Babe, come here, pick one. You hear her, she's like a little kid. Yay! um, where's my phone? One of your kids stole it. I don't know which one. You know the one I liked. No. So look, that one says do your own research. This one, or I said this one caught my attention. Remember? This, yeah. Hold on. Give me a second. I want this one. That one? You know that's the one I said I liked. And there was another one somewhere down there. Well, Luciano, do me a favor, or I don't know.
Yes.
If, can you like unlist this one and reserve it so I could get it all from you? I'm gonna get that one for my wife.
All right. I can I do this when we finish because I'm not at my computer right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. When we're finished, definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll do it in a couple minutes when we finish because I'm using my tablet right now. I don't have access to my MetaMask from
No,
here.
it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. When we finish, then we
All right.
definitely work on that.
I'm glad you like that one. I'm glad your wife likes that one. And this the one that says do your own research.
No,
It's
me personally, I thought this one would be a good one to have on the collection because I like the message. Do your own research. That's what crypto, NFT, and everything else is about.
yes, absolutely. You listen to this a lot in the Web3 environment as well. And it's also a parody to Christian Dior because if you see the logo of Christian Dior,
Yeah,
it looks a bit like that, but it's not Y, it's I after D. So it's like a fun way to say do your own research that I found.
got it, got it. So, I mean, Dior reminds me of Jake Galanho. Did I said that right?
Yeah, I guess I said that. I guess I said that right. As a Portuguese speaker, I say Jake Gyllenhaal, but I have no idea if I pronounce it the right way, because as English is not my first language, I tend to make mistakes in the pronunciations of, I mean, most everybody's names.
Got it, got it. I mean, you speak pretty good English, in my opinion, and you understand the world too. So, yeah,
Thank you.
it's like
Thank
me
you.
myself. Spanish is actually my first language, and at
Oh,
times, um, I tongue twist some words, and yeah,
I do too. I mean, Spanish is very difficult to me. It sounds more like Portuguese,
no,
but the rules are absolutely different.
yeah, no. Actually, that's the funny thing. Like the other day, there was this article that I wanted to read, but it was in Brazilian and well Portuguese. And I kind of understood most of it. That was the weird thing because it is very
Yeah.
similar to Spanish. So
When I read Spanish, I understand a lot too, but when I listen to it, it gets a lot more difficult. And when I'm supposed to speak, it is a whole lot more difficult.
yeah, as a matter of fact, there is one in your collection which I was gonna play a prank on a friend of mine. Let me see if I find it here real quick. Let me see. Hold on.
I posted a lot of random things as well to stay
Yeah, I
on
know.
Twitter.
I saw that part, but that's actually good that you're always, putting something up on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
You gotta,
You can see a bit of my work as a tattoo artist there too. I think it's funny to it's interesting to share it sometimes.
yeah. Where was it?
You're looking for a piece in specific, which is it?
Yes, I'm looking for a specific piece, but for some reason now I can find it. Um, yeah, well, I guess joke is on me now, right?
No problem. No
Eh,
problem. In fact, you're scrolling through my timeline on Twitter. It's cool because you also show the pieces that have sold in the past.
yeah, no, see, this is the thing about me. Like, when I'm reviewing someone's work and when I say showcase, I mean really showcase. I like going through piece by piece and stuff like that. So people can actually see the talent and the artwork. I feel
Yes.
like that's the best way for you to help somebody else, showcase their work. So
Yes, and you're doing it to my work in such a kind and honorable way, Wadi. Thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to speak here to your audience and bringing me up to show my work. It means a lot. So thank you.
no, no problem, man. You're more than welcome whenever you have another collection ready to roll out or whatever it is. Like I say, you're welcome. Okay.
All right.
Um.
I definitely will have some more collections. I can't stop planning on things because I think it's such a funny thing. I think that Web3 gives us this opportunity to be creative, and it's not like you have to be commercial to sell something, because it happens a little bit on my tattooing career. Sometimes you have to draw things that you feel that the audience is going to buy, because the local audience where you are, they're more keen on something or some other thing, and then you have to keep track of that and also make sense with your artistic career. Web3 allows us to be close to the people, not geographically, but um, according to what is in your heart, according to what your interests are, and what you're all about. So I mean, this makes the world a smaller place and with less obstacles for us to be united, and also for us to be connected to people that are like-minded, and people that have the same beliefs, and people that believe in your art, in your work. And this is something really precious that we have.
Yeah. Uh, oh, this is the gallery, the virtual
Oh
gallery.
yes, this is the gallery. I filmed with my phone, me going on the gallery of NFT São Paulo, and that is my card that is being shown in the exhibition. I guided the people from the door of the gallery to where my card is, so that they don't get lost and they don't forget to notice my card.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's pretty cool. Uh, let me see. It's funny, but I guess everything happens for a reason, right? Um,
Absolutely.
what do you call that collection?
That one is not in a particular collection of mine. That one is a special illustration that I made. It was part of of an auction in June to Pride, to LGBTQIA Pride. It was a collection by Meta Pride Land from some friends of mine, and they put together Meta Pride Land that put this auction of 69 artists with their works on the Pride theme, and this is called Over the Rainbow. Actually, this is very visibly a parody to that painting of Napoleon Bonaparte crossing the Alps and posing like a hero or something. It is actually portraying a gay man riding a pink unicorn. You see
Yeah,
that the place where he is right now has gray ground. You see that the sky is a little bit grayer than the sky where he points to. It is based on the pride flag, which is the rainbow. The name of the piece is Over the Rainbow, and it also makes reference to the song Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz. It says somewhere over the rainbow where bluebirds fly. If the bluebirds fly, why can't I? Or something like that. It means that that he's headed to a place where he can be free and he can be himself. And it is a parody to Napoleon Bonaparte, because Napoleon Bonaparte was portrayed in this painting as a conqueror. And once you are thriving to that, you are going the for a better life and everything. As an LGBTQIA person, you are a conqueror. You're a conqueror of yourself, of the world around you, and everything. And
yeah,
I fortunately sold this piece, and it raised 80% for for charities of the LGBTQIA community around the world. This was a charity-driven auction from Meta Pride Land, and it was a very nice event. It actually held an exhibition in New York City in June, and there was also an exhibition in voxels, and also, oh gosh, now I blanked. That main metaverse platform. What is the name again? I blanked.
well, because you got me there. um, Real quick, Red Max said that's epic, and she also commented earlier, awesome work.
Thank
So,
you.
let me see over here. I am my I am that's my wife. Bengo said full of symbolism.
It is.
The word correctly. I admire someone like you who is doing things different. That's from my wife.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're so kind to say this. This piece is very full of symbolism. Even the unicorn, he's riding like being very gay, pink unicorn. And he has a princess crown, a princess tiara, if you haven't noticed. You can take a better look at that later.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Um. So this one, what I'm guessing, the Cancer signal and the symbol with aligned with the stars, correct?
Yes, it has the constellation of
Yeah.
Cancer, and also a man, the figure of a man that looks a bit that has some attributes that are generally more related to the feminine. He is in a shell. He has a crab on his shoulder, symbolizing just I don't know, beautifully the sign of Cancer.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, man, very detailed, very how can I say, symbolic, and at the same time, I believe that people get the message. So if that is your ultimate goal, I think everybody is getting your point. So that's pretty amazing work. Um, yeah.
Thank you. I'm so glad you like it.
Well, we have like about 10 minutes. If there's anything else or anything the crowd would like to ask the audience, please put in the chat. And we got already here. Really impressed with you, your work, and your message. London will love you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Bengal. Next time I go to London, I will probably love it too. I hope I go to London someday to show NFTs too, not only to tattoo.
Yeah, this one. Where was the other one that I saw? Uh, all right, I couldn't find it. No, but it's just funny because it looks like a friend of mine, and I was gonna play a joke on him by
Uh-huh.
actually letting him know, be like, "Hey, bro, I didn't
Do
know that
you
you got your own NFT." So, so yeah.
can you remember what were the colors or something, or if it was from the PFP collection? Maybe I can
No,
help you
it
find
was
it.
it was it was from this collection, but he kind of had kind of like dreadlocks and glasses. So
Was his hair blue?
that's the part I don't remember because I saw it like a couple of days ago when I was going through your collection, and then
Okay.
because I no longer see it here, but it's all right.
Yeah,
Um,
I post them like a dozen times, and
oh no, no,
sometimes it might have gotten lost.
yeah, like that. I already noticed. I mean, even earlier, like I wanted when I was doing the flyer for this interview today. I was like, well, I want to add a couple of more, but then at the same time, I picked one out that pretty much sets the message in general, and yeah, which was the guy with the rainbow and then your picture on the side. So I mean, I don't know. At times I get creative like that. I am an artist when it comes to making flyers, but that's about it. Yeah. Well,
It,
go ahead.
I don't know. I was just saying that it may be like it is right there somewhere. We may find it like eventually, because this collection is not very big. This PFP collection is going to be 100 at total, and I have only dropped it like a little bit more than 50. So it's not very difficult to find. We will find it eventually, unexpectedly, at the time we least imagine that we that we find it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the questions that I was going to ask. How many of each collection?
Ah, how many you said?
How many um how many drawings of each collection?
Ah, oh, all right. The Daddy's Cards collection, the one with the tarot cards, will have a total of 72, and the PFP collection, the Doodle Daddy, they will be 100 at total. I see the first generation. Oh, Billy, my doggy.
Uh,
It
that
was
was
it, at least the first generation. If in the future I may do a second generation of maybe 50 more, maybe 100 more, something like that. It's
yeah,
not something set in stone, but my first intention is to make 100. I don't want to. I don't want to make a huge collection of them. I really mean them to be more rare. I really mean them to mean a lot. I respect very much people that do generative work and everything. I know great, such nice projects with generative art, but this one is not. And I pick the attributes myself, and I mount the character before I drop it, because I want everything to match, and I want it to, I don't know, I want to be in control, in 100% control of how they look.
yeah,
So this is
yeah.
pretty much it.
Okay. Um, so I mean, I don't have any further question, but just to say that you are doing an amazing job and to keep on doing it and keep standing up for yourself. That's what I said for you and your community. I believe that that is a great, great, great thing.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your words. And thank you so much for having me here, Wadi. It's such a pleasure for me to talk to you about my collection, about my art. And it's also so kind from you to have me here. Thank you very much. You most definitely honor my work by having me here. And it's been a pleasure to talk to you this last few minutes. Thank you very much.
Likewise, Luciano. Thank you. Everyone, please, the link to his Twitter. It's on the description of this video. So definitely go check out his Twitter, give him a follow. Also, if you can help him support his work, pick up a piece or two, and yeah, that'll be all. Thank you everyone for tuning in and have a good one. Luciano, if you want, if you're not too busy, give me a few minutes.
All
Wadi,
right.
Luciano, thank you for your time today. Appreciate it, Bengo. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being here. The love and
Thank you,
support
Bengal.
always. Have a good one, everyone.